Hi everybody, it's Sandi Clarkson here with you from My Creative Scrapbook, and I am going to show a process video for the June limited edition kit. I wanted to use this piece of paper. I just tore the branding strip, oh here it is, off and or cut it off, and this is from the In the Garden collection from 49 Market. And this is called the Rosewater paper. And it's just absolutely gorgeous. I'm going to have to double check that because that sounds really familiar. I know I've used that on something else. But anyway, I really love this piece of paper. I love how shabby it is. And I wanted to, select a photo that would kind of go with that. And so this is one that I got from Unsplash, or I have to check on that, a Pixabay maybe. But I wanted to use that because she looked very shabby chic. She had these pink florals. I thought it just went really well with this collection and could go with garden and all that. But this is what you might call my Pinterest worthy or Instagram worthy photo, because I have another one I'm going to show you here in a minute, and kind of what I'm going to do. But I've looked through the ephemera. I've pulled out one of the doilies. There's two little doilies in the packet, which I'm going to kind of use up this area up there. But clustered behind my photo, I think I'm going to use the lattice piece, and then this piece from the ephemera pack, and this piece from the ephemera pack. The little trellis comes from the laser pack. You can use either side. The back side of the laser is actually green, and so that would really go nicely, and it would probably pop a little bit. But I'm kind of really wanting to embrace the cream and the pink and the kind of little turquoise over here. So I think I will stick with that and turn it that direction. And I want to nestle my photo over in this area over here, just in amongst all these flowers and lace and all that, which leaves a little bit of an open area, but that's where I thought that these really beautiful laser cut florals would really stand out if they were, kind of laying on that creamy cardstock that looks a little bit like, textured sheetrock or whatever. Wanted to slip that under there just to show you it could go either way, either or out. But I'm trying to keep the flowers at a minimum, or at least be very strategic with them because of the busyness of the background paper. And so I thought if I do bring in some three-dimensional flowers, I'll do them down here, probably a little lower. And then I really wanted to use this flower. It's just so pretty, and this is from the laser cuts, as are these. And I thought I could just stick it there. It would show, but maybe if I use some greenery behind it, then it would stand out just a little bit better. Or if I slid another the white doily, bit underneath there, that would help that as well. And then for my title, I want to use this piece from the ephemera pack that says, "Come find me in the garden." And I was going to put it on my photo like that, but I kind of think that I might just nestle that in among my florals. I don't know. That's to be decided. And then I was thinking about using the stencil and just going with the creamy and white theme, maybe use some super heavy gesso and just put a little bit of that around, in the area, and not colorize it, just let the white kind of pop there. So that's one thing I'm thinking about doing. And also, this is a little bit crazy, but those of you who are watching the video will know something that other people don't. But my real photograph is this one right here, which is a picture of some florals that we received after my husband passed away. And I think this was when some of them were first arriving or whatever, or I was wanting to let people know they had come, or that kind of thing. And so that's not really something I necessarily want to share with the whole world. And so what I'm going to do is make a little pocket. I've already used some washi tape from my stash to do a couple things here. First, there's an inner frame right here that is a little piece that you can use to, you know, bring in the size of the frame, the inner side of the frame, you know, or you can remove it, whichever way you want to use it. But in order for it to stay attached, I wanted some washi tape there to kind of make sure it didn't float away or come apart from the bigger frame on the outside. And then I decided that because of what I'm actually doing here, I wanted to not glue my photo to the frame in case I do just want to, you know, afterwards use this photo. Then you know, I can just pull away the washi tape really easily and then put that photo in there. But in the meantime, I've cut a piece of paper that I'm going to adhere with glue right towards the top, and it's going to create a little pocket, and that will be a pocket in which I can just, you know, slide my photo. And I am going to put a little tab at the top, which is probably going to be this one right here. I had this one or a different one picked out that, you know, I can adhere to my photo, and then once that slides down into the pocket, this part will be standing out, but, you know, nobody will be the wiser that it's not just one of my layers to build with. So that's what I'm going to do. It sounds like a lot of effort, and maybe it was. I did map my photo, and then I measured, and I think this is 4 inches across and 3 3/4 or something in height. But it'll be, it's larger than my photo, so it will work, but it's smaller than the frame on here, so I'll be able to, should be able to slide it in and out. The trick then is going to be as far as the doily that I want to use in the corner, and whether to attach that to the pocket, the back side of the pocket, which I can as long as I stay low and I, you know, don't adhere anything up here. Or I could go ahead and adhere it here and then adhere the pocket on top of the doily. But I'm thinking that it might get in the way, so I think I will do the doily after. And do it like that. So that's kind of all I have planned so far. There's lots of ephemera pieces and floral pieces and so forth to bring in. I did think to kind of balance over here, I have my next layout already planned, which is going to entail this 2/3 of the paper here, and which leaves me with this over here. And I thought about tearing away some of this kind of like in the corner and putting it down over here in case I want to bring a little balance or interest over there. So I'm not going to do that right off. I'm going to kind of wait and see where this photo actually lands, because the more I play with it, the more it seems to kind of move to the left. And so I may not need to. I might just... my other thought was, you know, there's lots of little titles and subtitles, you know, word phrases in the kit. And I thought, you know, I could even just, you know, scatter them over here on that side. And that might be just kind of a fun thing to do. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and turn off the microphone and start putting things together. All right, I'm back, and we are now just gluing that little pocket into place on back of the photo. It's nothing fancy. It's just a simple slide in. You could certainly do something with a gusset if you wanted it to have a little more room in it, you know, and that kind of thing. But I just wanted this to be kind of simple and at least have it at the ready so that I could look at that photo occasionally. And there I am just distressing the edges of my elements using some vintage photo. I'm trying to transition over to the 49 and Market cold brew, but I just always have that dauber loaded, and it seems like I just reach for it and grab it, out of habit. So I'm going to staple those pieces together right there. And I did trim off the lattice just a little bit so it wouldn't show. But I wanted the rest of all those embellishments to be there so they could show, on the sides or whatever. And now I'm bringing in some of the super heavy gesso from Liquitex. And I like this gesso because it remains very white, even when it's colorized or you put color on top of it. And it's the super heavy gesso. I usually get it at Hobby Lobby, but I think this last time I got it from Amazon. So here I am adhering the elements behind my photo and getting a placement idea for them. And then I go ahead and put corrugated cardboard underneath to elevate everything. You will see a little clip there, and that's because, I wanted to make sure the edge of my pocket was completely dry. And then I'm just using my T-square to line up my photo placement, and I did add my adhesive in the center because I knew I might be tucking things here and there, and I wanted to be able to do that. And there you see me go ahead with my florals that I've already mentioned previously, and I like how that one on the right side turned out. It's such a pretty floral, and the green behind just really makes it pop. And then the two you see on the left-hand side, they're matching elements, but one is larger than the other. So I put the larger one down at the bottom, and I did try the florals in different directions, but you can see I ended up with how they are. And so then I decided to come in with my dimensional florals. And like I said, I normally would cluster them closer to my photograph, but I'm trying to get them away from that and move them down a little bit closer to that pink ticket that's a part of the pattern paper. And then that way, also, if I want to change out that photo, ultimately that'll be easier. And I was going to add a medium-sized floral right there, but I opted to go ahead with those little seed florals from the 49 and Market packet of the cream florals. And then I'm playing with my title piece there, which is Come See Me, or Come Find Me in the Garden. And I know you can't read it as well like this, but it's okay with me. And I'm sorry my camera is a little bit off kilter here, but hopefully you can see what I'm doing. I did reach for some of the laser cut florals that I had punched out already, but I kind of wanted to stay with a very neutral layout. I didn't really want any hot pink to pop or anything like that, which sometimes I do, but so far, I'm just wanting it to be kind of just creamy and pink and with a little bit of green. So there I am adding in laser cut florals and florals from, I think there might be some from the ephemera pack, but mainly the laser cut florals. And then I decided over on the left that I was going, oh, there's a little piece of ivy that my dog found, but I rescued a little bit of it that I'm going to use there on the lattice. I did decide to go with word phrases on the left, and so I'm distressing those, and then I'm using my T-square to get at least the bottom one lined up. I can't really measure the top one, but I'm adhering some florals, and then off camera I adhere one of those dimensional butterflies from the packet. I do a go ahead here with some bumblebees and butterflies, and again I try to stick with the neutral stuff. I also want to let you know that there are details below in the description box about how to order a kit if you haven't received one, and better yet, information on how to become a Kit Club subscriber. That way you don't miss anything and you get every month a collection shipped out to you automatically. So I love the little bumblebees. I love the butterflies. They just add a little interest. I feel like I'm a little busy and a little floral heavy on this one, but that's just how it turned out, and I am happy with the end result. So coming up it's my finished project and also my close-ups. I want to thank you for coming by. Please like and subscribe so you'll get more of my content in your feed, and that will also help with the algorithm. So here's my finished project, and here's some close-ups for you to enjoy.